Greetings. It is still yours, Dr. TT. It's long time. I do believe you're still well and still good. Today, I just want us to look at the issue of being relevant. Relevancy is an important word in our lives. Whether you are relevant or whether you are commonly, as I used to term it, have you expired? Most of the time, we don't have time to look at whether we are still relevant. Those who were born potentially in the early 40s, or possibly that we still have those who were born in the early 30s, because I do believe those who were born in the 20s, if they are still alive with us, we still have very few. But even if you were born in the 70s or born in the 80s, but also let's talk to also those who were born in the 90s, are you still relevant? Are you still relevant? Let's not leave behind those who were born in the 20th century. On a regular basis, on a daily basis, we can learn from evolving workforce. The work expectation demands have changed. But are you still relevant? Not only the work situation, but life itself has evolved. Are you still relevant? You know, we hear many times of companies which are retrenching people or which are closing doors. And most of us, we don't ask ourselves why this thing is happening. What has happened? What has changed? Am I still relevant? In South Africa, not long ago, we heard about Telkom, which used to be a big company, has retrenched. You have heard of Vodacom retrenching. You also have heard of Post Office retrenching. But most of us, including our labor unions, they are more worried about why don't you stop retrenchment? Why don't you stop this issue of reducing workforce? But the most important question which all of us, we need to ask ourselves, why is that happening? Because it is talking to the issue of, are you relevant? Are you still relevant at the time which we are living right now? Because if you don't readjust either yourself, your business skill, your capability, you will still not be relevant. Even in business sense, if you don't readjust, adapt, you will still not be in business. And also this happens also to us as human beings. We will not always be relevant. Are you still relevant? Go to all institutions. I've seen churches closing. I've seen churches aging. The question is, are you still relevant? Now, if you don't find succession plans, you don't find new generation being interested in what you do, the question which you need to ask yourself, are you still relevant? Are you relevant? Am I relevant? Am I still relevant as a worker? But also we need to ask the same questions to our labor unions. Are they still relevant today with the tactics which they use and the strategies which they use to negotiate either salary increases or either benefits readjustment? Are you still relevant? Because you might be using the tactics of the 80s, but today is the 20th period. But also we must not only speak to employees, But we must also speak to employers. Are you still relevant in the time we are living in, where there's a voice and a strong voice coming from employees? Are you able to adjust and help them to be upskilled so that they become relevant? But also, you as an entity, are you relevant? The strategies which you used to use in the past, where people remain as employees, nowadays there's a demand that people should become shareholders. Yes, they've got more interest in whatever they are doing, and they fully understand their value which they are adding to your company, to an entity. Now the question which all of us we need to ask ourselves, are you still relevant? Will you still be in business in the next 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years? In the way you are doing business, in the way you are treating employees, in the way also you as employees, you are behaving. Most of this time, while yes, we still love academic improvement, we still love going to school, going to university, going to colleges, but we have moved into the era of continuous learning, ongoing learning, improvement. You need to improve your skill, you need to improve your competence. And most of the time, the employees of this time, they are waiting for the employer to give them bursaries to go to learn. And you'll find people making a lot of noise to say, I don't have a bursary. Somebody must sponsor me. I mean, we are living in the era where education training, it's very available and freely online. Your main thing is that register and then have access to data. But the question which I'm posing to all of us, are we still relevant? Yes, we should all of us understand the implications of fourth industrial revolution. What does that mean to my life? What does that mean to my entity? What does that mean to me as an individual? What is that meaning to me as a youth, a new generation? Fourth industrial revolution is the revolution which will not even stop it. We are living in the time where digging was a skill then, but currently digging is no longer a skill or competence we are looking for. We have the machinery which can do that. There was a time where to be a typist was really an important job in the administration. But I want to be honest with you, are you still relevant? Because there is no longer typing pool where we take letters to be typed by somebody. We saw that in the 90s, that job is dying a natural death. Everybody now can type either using their cell phones, using their iPads, using their laptops. Because that time, we knew that there were very few people with typewriters, but also there were very few people who have got access to computers. Are you still relevant? We are living in the time of artificial intelligence. I keep on telling many people whom I interact with and work with, to be a personal assistant, that job is dying in the old style of being a personal assistant. What is the value? To make tea, to bring biscuits when there are guests and visitors, to write minutes. Currently, we are living in a period where when I'm talking to you right now, the machine, it's converting what I'm saying into minutes. Then what is the value of you? Are you still relevant? Because artificial intelligence is taking over. And even, I've seen that even writing an assignment, it's going. Because you can quickly get that information on the web. Therefore, most of the people whom we are living with, their relevancy is changing every day. It is no longer every month. It's no longer every year. It's every day. Think about the media space. Think about the newspaper. We used to wait to get this Sunday weekend newspaper to get the news. But is there still someone who's still waiting for the news on the weekend newspapers? No. It has impacted fourth industrial revolution. Artificial intelligence has impacted media. There are very few people right now who still love to print and read. We all have gone digital. Are you still relevant? If breaking news in your entity is not almost real time, TikTok, WhatsApp, and all other social medias have taken over. Within a short space of seconds, whatever has occurred far from where you used to live, or even where you are living, it quickly moves. You do a scandal today. No, not today anymore. In the few seconds, I'm telling you, within short space of time, that message will be all over the world. Why? Things have changed. I want to check with us, are we still relevant? What am I doing so that I'm not yet expired? There are people who have expired. You live in the past. You live in history. Live today. Yes, tomorrow was a good thing which you were looking forward, but now we are about today. You're not even sure of your tomorrow. You can die anytime. I can die anytime. But the issue is, am I relevant? Yes, we should not wait for what the employers are doing. And some of the time, we are waiting to be employed. I think that period is becoming thinner and thinner and thinner by day. I love people whom I see that they've got self-actualization, and also they've got self-creativity. They are able to look at the demand and they find a space to supply. How many restaurants are gone because people are even selling at your doorstep? How many shops are no more relevant? Because, I when traveling, people sell things which we used to buy inside a shop. They are selling in the street. Who has ever thought about that? Because we are living in the now. In the now. Are you able to live in the now? Yes. Employers, look at that. I'm so happy that there are entities, organizations who think about their relevant. And even when they are retrenching people, they give you package so that you can upskill yourself. But has been too late. Has been too late, because you should have been upskilling yourself on a regular basis. I can say on a weekly basis, because things are changing very fast. Upskill yourself. Continuous learning. How many of us are doing online motivational talks? Empowerment. Online. Do you want to learn which language? Online. This thing of saying the university is far, or this institution of learning is far, it is gone. All institutions are converting to online. Now, if your institution is still lagging behind and you're still worried about infrastructure, your infrastructure, it's your laptop, it's your iPad, it's your machine. But also the curricula. Is the curricula of your institutions relevant? Yes, I'm talking to you as I'm talking to myself. Am I relevant? Things are changing. Remember, we used to have aunties who assist us with tea and coffee. No, you just need to stand up and you get instant coffee, instant tea. Yes, because things are instant. Fourth industrial revolution, artificial intelligence. The question which I am posing to myself is, am I relevant? It's, am I current? Am I living in the now? Those people whom you used to rely on, they will not be there forever. Are you relevant? Work on your capability. Work on your capacity. Work on yourself. Your skill, it's your skill. I mean, you can be certificated, but if you cannot do what you have been trained to do, life will not wait for you. That's why I tell many people to say, are you qualified or certificated? Certificated are the people who will brag to you about their qualifications. They've got masters, they've got honors, they've got PhDs. But I have an idiom which says, to know and not do, it equals not to know. To know and not do, it equals not to know. You might be educated, but are you applying what you have been trained to know? Therefore, if you have got PhD and you're not applying that knowledge of PhD, you are equal to a person without a matric. Time is moving. Improve your skills. Improve your competency. Ensure that you are always relevant in this life. Things are changing at a fast rate, fast pace. Therefore, the question which I ask myself, am I coping or I'm lagging behind? Are you coping or you are lagging behind? And this life will not wait for you. Life is continuous. Oh, my friends, my colleagues, my partners, have you expired? Have I expired? Or have I not expired? This is the question which we need to check every day, now and then. Are you relevant? And I'm saying all these things because you recall in one of my books, I have posed this to say life depends on the quality of questions you ask. And who are you asking yourself? There are many people who ask other people questions, but I'm saying life depends on the quality of questions you ask yourself. I ask myself, what kind of questions am I asking myself on a daily basis? One of the questions which I must ask, and I'm asking you and asking myself, are you relevant? What is your degree of relevancy? Yes, at work, in your day-to-day life, in your organization, at home. Nowadays, we should know that our children will ask us why. Our wives are asking us the same question, why? And in the past, they never asked that question and they were never allowed to ask that question. Then are you relevant? Life is changing. Let us work to be relevant. It was great to talk to you again. Yes, watch the space. I want us to meet. I want us to talk. I want us to improve where we are. Life is not stagnant. Watch the space. Dr. TT will always come at your space, helping you, but also I'm helping myself. I am relevant. You should be able to say that with confidence, that you are relevant. I thank you. God bless you. Go to my website, www.mindtowork.co.za. Yes, subscribe to my TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube at Mind to Work. God bless. Thank you.